Kick his ass, put him in a wheelchair. Dude's about to fucking murder. Well, I don't even know, it's too late now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of Link Click. We've got a board, we've got some notes, so let's go ahead and hop on into it. Here's the board. With the board comes the board changelog. I added Dong Yi, and I gave Zhao's friend her name, Zhu Shanshan? Shanshan, there we go. Zhu Shanshan. I connected Zhao to Cheng and Lu with a white line. I added a red box around Mei and Zhu to represent that they are both arrested. I don't know if that's going to matter, but they did take the moment to show Mr. Zhu in jail. Mei feels like they're going to jail, so if there's some sort of breakout arc or here's what's going on jail arc or, whatever, I want it represented on the board so that I don't forget. Alright, on to the notes. Why does Lu keep hiding Emma's fate from Cheng? Part of me thinks it's to keep him from knowing the consequences of his one screw-up. Another is to hide his own mistake for not having seen this coming or stopped it. There is also the element that this was always going to happen, becoming a node, which Lu would refuse to change. I guess the one argument that I hope Lu doesn't make is that this will change their own timeline, given that this happens before all of the cases that they've done. Because if so, then Lu would go into the same tank as Zhao for having sat on a thing for years. Lu could have done something as soon as they found out, but chose to hide it. So if the argument turns out to be that we can't change that event as it will change everything else, I will hate Lu. Despite having been drawn as him, I do not like that course of argument. And it seems to be what Lu goes for, So the flashbacks to Zhu and Dong's time in school was from 10 years ago, according to the calendar present on screen when they were playing games together. And by calendar, I mean the upper right-hand corner of the game that they're playing has the date on it. I'm actually super confused what Lu's power really is. He always looks at the pictures and determines if they can or cannot do what the job requires. Except, what are they seeing? A lot of these jobs that he accepts are just to get information. Actually changing specific stuff goes against what he's willing to do. So what does Cheng actually add to things if Lu can just see everything in a 12-hour window anyways? That particular specific confuses me. And I guess just to elaborate here, because it feels like my note doesn't really cover it, Lu looks into a picture and sees the nodes and events and everything that takes place in them to determine if they can get anything from it. But it also feels like from that aspect, he sees everything that happens within that 12 hours. The only thing he can't do is interact with it feels like, which is why Cheng gets sent back. But from that perspective, if he can see everything, for example, the first one, the whole Emma thing, right? The thing is to get information off of a computer screen. But if he can see everything that happens from there, can't he just already see the computer screen? Like I said, I'm very confused about what Lu's power is. We see what Chang's power is because Chang is our point of view character every time we go back. But what Lu sees and what Lu knows is kind of still a mystery because we only get that from Lu's words, which, can be confusing. So when Chang was eating all of those foods at the restaurant in episode 2's time jaunt, and he keeps going on about how full he was, I guess the implication was that he was really getting full in the present too. because Lou says he'll be drinking a lot more later in the last episode as Zhu, and that he'll make a bed out of the couch for tonight, similarly implying that what he ingests in a time jump affects his real body just the same, which, could have other implications, like if he gets stabbed going back in time, the person back in time would obviously get stabbed, but I would think that if the idea is that anything he does affects him, that he would also get stabbed in the present. It's my extrapolation of what I believe that's trying to tell me, but that's where I'm at right now. And my final note for the last episode. Despite the first guy having brown hair, the one going after the girl on the corner, and our guy from episode 1 having blonde hair, I think that was the guy. We know later that the creep from the bar is the one that tries to chloroform Zhu, but I think that is a completely separate incident. The creep from the bar was obsessed with Zhu. Why would he go after some other random girl? I think the killer got spooked by Zhu, ran off, and then coincidentally the creep arrived. Thus the connection between the episode's end and the past. This is how long it took the killer to react. Not to mention, it seems like they caught the wrong guy, as per the news report at the end of the episode as well, letting the real killer go scot-free to kill again. Essentially, we've made another mistake. However, I guess the idea here is that happened yesterday, so technically it didn't really change the timeline any, other than the fact that yesterday this guy didn't get arrested for being the killer. So I guess technically we changed the timeline, but we're living in the changed timeline because it's caught up to us. It's not something that happened 10 years ago, and then the whole timeline got changed from that. I don't know. Either way, those are my thoughts. So let's go ahead and hop on into the episode and see what we have this time.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I'll be there, I believe, is what he says.
徐珊珊，群里消息是你发的吗？
Is he gonna kill Dong? Is that the thing? Because he's late if that was the case. I mean, it's a dual problem, right? Zhu is in danger. Oh, he does kill men. I forgot. Now that is Zhu. That was also the back alley. Implying that he killed her last night? No, that can't be the case. He got into a newspaper interview. Yeah, that's what I talked about. We just saw a picture of her dead. I mean, we just saw a picture of her dead in a police outline, implying the police already know that she's dead. Lou, I do not like this side of you, my man. I'm assuming they mean Goodwill from the aspect that they said they were doing the last thing, like pro bono, because she's a friend. Goodwill, I believe they called it. And that this is consequences of Goodwill. At the same time, again, they showed her dead in the alleyway with a police outline, implying that she is already dead. And I guess that the cops already know. But I guess our cop guy, the one that we've already seen, doesn't know Zoo's connection to these guys, because I feel like he would have, contacted them. But I don't like the side of Lou, because very specifically it's leaning into the I know things and you're a hindrance. And I hate how they always treat Chang as the freeloader hindrance when he's the one doing the majority of the work. And, not for nothing, but is kind of like our conscience of the group. That's Emma.
并且是随机杀人，没有固定目标，作案过程计划得非常缜密，甚至很多都被误判成自杀，除了1起例外。有目击者看到被害人吴礼华。
Is Lou gonna go talk to the cop about doing the job that he needed because they could save Zhu if they capture him backward in time?
征集线索，短短几小时内就已经收到多条检举信息，并且绝大多数都指向了同一个人。 刘民，男，27岁，海外留学背景，现任某公司执行董事。
Okay, got a name.
执行董事不就是子承父业，所以遭人恨呗。
在没有证据的前提下，一切的猜测都只是假设。我们需要进一步。
肖队，有个人说想见你。
陈斌，你搞什么呢？开会16号，现在突然蹦出来打断我，几个意思啊？
刚开会前不是来了个电话，所以
Sorry, it is very clear. Conspiracy mind. This guy went missing during the briefing, which would have been when the phone call happened. I mean, clearly it's not the name that they have. It's a completely different guy, but this is a horror movie. I think the cop's assistant would be guilty.
乔玲，你我受陆光之托，为了不让你被流言蜚语弄得更焦虑，手机我就先代为保管了。
去楼上谈话，陆光回来了叫我。
你之前不是说过帮不上忙吗？怎么突然又跑回来了？
能不能把那张监控视频的照片再让我看一下？
Oh, because Lou wants to know what he did within the last 12 hours after that happened.
早上有个陌生男人用他的手机给我们打了个奇怪的电话，之后就关机了。
你怀疑是跟这个连环杀手有关？
不好说。 但如果能尽早逮到凶犯，也就能尽早得到答案。
Yeah, I think she's already dead. I don't know what the point of that, the shot of her being dead on the ground, if she's not dead. Unless it was Lou seeing the future. That could be it. Lou just saw the future where she does die. I mean, assuming that is his car. Dude stole a phone, got into this girl's apartment. He could take other people's stuff, too. Yeah, how did he get there in the past?
这张照片还给谁看过？
今天早上刚刚全网公布，谁都能看啊。
That's why he went upstairs, going on the internet. Which means that Chang does not need Lou to go back.
肖队，他怎么了？
不知道啊，现在这帮孩子都神神叨叨的。要不是上回亮哥那样子，我真不信这邪了。
嘿，你还别说，就这么邪门。你猜他刚报的车牌，车主是谁？
你别卖关子，赶紧的。
就是刘民。
Yeah, legitimately, how do you not...
然后他
How do you
说
know...
去2楼睡会儿。
You've got the guy's name. You can't look up any of his government records?
程小石，他人不见了。
We already covered the fact he
照片能力互
vanishes.
补，你能存在于照片的时空，但前提条件
He
是
vanishes when he goes into the past.
哟，就没别的方式吗？可惜，只能如此。那如果我自己合掌进入照片的话，那就会跟我失联。这样，照片中将会发生什么，你将一无所知。
Yeah, essentially Lou is like a spotter. But the amount of information he actually has, I don't know. That's my question.
我怎么自己进入了照片？你仍然只能存在12个小时的时间。在此期间，你一定要低调做人，就像从没出现。
I guess he got there as himself because effectively, without a person to inhabit,
找寻
he
线索，
just goes as himself.
不引起别人的注意，不做出破格的举动。
I guess this is one workaround for having him not occupy the killer's body. Oh, never mind. Actually, I understand. That was taken by a video camera.
陆光，还真就联系不上了。可恶，去哪儿了？
How long ago was this, though?
是监控死角，只要在这等他回来，然后，手机。
Yep, she took it from you.
我受陆光之托，为了不让你被流言蜚语弄得更焦虑，手机我就先带
Just
来
another
保管。
instance of Zhao getting in the way.
哎呀，偏偏这个关键时候。
谁啊？
警察，有几个问题想找刘民了解一下。
刘总是警察来找明明的。
警察来干嘛？一早上到现在就没消停过。我说你们网上发布的那个监控截图，可把我儿子害惨了。
What about all the fucking people whose lives he's ruining?
刘先生
You，piece of shit.
我们也是得到许多关于您儿子的相关消息，所以特地来探访，摸清情况。
什么？网上那些人的言论你还当真？他们那是仇富，是网络暴力。我儿子怎么可能跟连环杀人扯上关系？根本是无稽之谈。这是那些人对我
I mean, to be fair, he does look like the person that we
这是典型的
know.
报复性心理。
真不好意思啊，还要麻烦您送我。
嗨，这不是顺路吗？
今天不知道怎么了。
Oh, it's fucking Emma,
走吧，
right?
别让二老等着急了。
Meaning this is after the train station. Chang is gonna get into the trunk. Okay, so I guess that's the wrong way, by the way, you jackass. But keep a lookout for
您话也不能这么说。大
Riversides.
家之所以有意见，也是因为……
刘总，您看要不先把刘明叫出来，我们聊聊？
还聊什么聊？他这些日子遭受的打击已经够大的了，你就别给他添堵了。走走走走走。
It's gonna be messed up if Lumen is here and that's not the guy.
说归说，别动手啊！
爸，是谁
Yeah, fuck it. There we go. That's what I just said.
走啊你们！敏敏，你怎么出来了？我儿子经历了一场意外，人都已经瘫了，怎么还可能去做伤天害理的事啊？
Now, is this the result of Chang doing something in the past? Is Chang gonna cause a car accident?
这一路跟下来，势必能找到些线索。
不好意思啊，小刘总，你就睡着了。
没事儿，老郑那事儿我听说了，你也受委屈了，累了就再歇歇吧。
那个事儿，我
别有压力，我就随口一说。
What if this guy isn't the guy? No, he had blonde hair.
我想回老家，陪陪爸妈，再找份工作。
Man, what if I'm right about the
原本
detective
对
guy?
大城市有太多憧
Or
憬
detective's assistant.
拼搏也
And this
好
guy isn't guilty, he's just the guy that we met
但现
and
在
assumed
想想
did it.
找到适合自己的生活，才是 是最难能可贵的。哎，
是不是开错路了？
导航显示主路拥堵，自动给选了条小路。
I don't know. This does look very
估计
suspicious.
还有多久能到啊？
可能今天是到不了了吧。
No, never
什么
mind.
意思啊？
Thought I was onto something.
小刘总，您这是干什么呀？开门，我要下车。
下车？你这是想卷着钱赶紧跑路吗？我记得你的本名叫那个什么吴丽华，对不对？啊
As per the record, okay.
高知白领，还学人家起个英文名 Emma， 真的特别恶心。Emma， 怎么会是她？你们这些从外地
Oh, this is a new wrinkle.
就算把自己包装的再光亮，也改变不了什么。我本来不想和你们这种人发生半点关系，可是，快说，钱在哪儿？
求求你，放过我不知道你说的钱是什么。
I mean, the police record has your name as that, so in the future, after your death, they are accusing you of the same thing.
难道陆公他？这些都是什么照片？
Yeah, has been hiding everything from you.
看过了，抱歉，这次我们无能为力。
他已经知道艾玛是受害者之一，所以不愿意让我去涉及这个案件。大半夜的，谁呀？
And that's when Chang is gonna put him in a wheelchair?
是因为我。
Look, Chang is in the position
听你爹说呀，因为刚才打电话
to save
和
her.
领导匹拼了。
Regardless of what's going on right now,
对不起。
I believe that's the moral imperative.
是因为做了一件傻事。
这些人为什么这么和我过不去？甚至连活得那么卑微，就在网络上喷我、骂我，到头来还要贪图我的钱。
Okay, yeah, you're still a fucking asshole.
统统去死啊！
I was wondering what the money thing he was talking about was.
别认结。
Being an asshole online is not a reason to murder somebody.
败出什么事儿了？
呸！快赔30，把这回计划赔走。
赔。
Chang, kick your way through the fucking back seat or whatever you're gonna fucking do. Now's the time.
为什么我的善意换回来的却是这样的结果？
要完全听从我的指挥，不能做出任何改变。
Is that gonna be what this episode's about? Chang changes something
说了，
and it's gonna turn out to worse somehow?
因为我们不能改变过去。
I do not fucking accept that premise.
不问将来，因为将来一定会因我们而改变。
如果能不能告诉我，现在我该怎么做？
Kick his ass, put him in a wheelchair. Dude's about to fucking murder. Well, I don't even know. It's too late now. Yeah, how does Lou get in touch with him if he's already in the past?
门一直是锁着的，他怎么就突然不见了？
Does this imply that Emma is already dead in the back seat? Grab a tire iron. Do something.
程小时，你千万别干什么傻事啊！
It didn't look like he saw him there. He clapped his hands, gave himself a high five. He let Emma die.
他怎么突然凭空就冒出来了？
乔丽啊，陆光，你怎么让乔丽？我还要问你呢，为什么
Oh, fuck you, Lou.
你知道后果会有多严重吗？你干过什么？你会改变什么？是你自己都没办法掌控。
Man, that implies he put himself in a wheelchair? Like, he didn't do it, so...
我知道，我全都知道了，所以我什么都没做。
那你在照片里
Oh, Lou, you fucking ruined Chang.
和凶犯一起上车，然后被害的是 M。
啊，是雀德游戏那桩委托里的那个财务总监助理。
是的。除此之外，我还有件事想告诉你。你一直以为当年没有及时发现豆豆被拐，所以责怪自己。
You should.
其实那件事，我也有责任。
去看看，不知道现在排队的人多不多。
She did not remember you the first time around. Independently,
正是因为我
she let that shit go.
所以转移了你的注意力。
你的意思是，你能记录照片？
是的。
No, I do not enter this premise at all.
执行者，而陆光则是观察者，告诉我每一步该怎么做。
原来你们一直堵着我是这个原因啊！我还以为你们是对照片做什么法事呢。
喂，陈警官。
Zhao doesn't get a pass. Lu doesn't get a pass. No one gets a pass.
车牌的确是他的，但现在看来，作案人肯定不能是他。
为什么？当时是不是有一个叫艾玛的受害者上了他的车，并且他在雀德游戏任职？两人摆明了就是有关联的，一定能找到线索。
你还真挺神的，这些细节都能被你查到。
The problem is in the past, it was him.
怎么样，抓到那个混蛋了吗？
没，证据不足。
怎么可能？我明明……
从我们最新调查的资料显示，艾玛死的时候，刘民并不在场。
Dyeing his hair? Is he gonna be dyeing his hair?
那天凌晨1点，刘明正在医院抢救呢。而在一座废弃的大桥上，拍到了艾玛一个人经过的身影。
Okay. I feel like we're culminating in a bunch of stuff that now overlaps. What I was just talking about Zhao being guilty in my eyes, regardless of the whatever Shang says there, is the element that when Zhao originally remembered everything and she felt guilty about what she'd done, she did not remember seeing Chang. And then Chang is apologizing for having caused her to look away because of what he did later, changing the timeline. Again, the element is that she did not remember that. So, the element at play here is, did somebody go back and change the timeline when Chang was going back and changing the timeline? Like, again, obviously, we saw Lin Ming, or whatever his name is, in the car with her, and that happened. But the element of, oh, we saw her walking on a bridge, would seem to imply that another change in the timelines happened. Which would then make me believe that either somebody else can go back and change the events of time, which is what I said in the very beginning, when I said that this might be enemy action. The idea that we didn't see his eyes, because specifically, if he had glowing golden eyes, that would be a thing. And yes, I did completely forget to check his eyes when we saw them. I saw the guy's hair and it was like, oh, yep, that's the guy. So, when I come back with my notes, that is something that I will definitely be checking back into. But again, I'm also swimming in the idea that the detective's assistant has actually been killing people. But I don't even fucking know. I'm drowning in conspiracy theories without any actual, like, attachment to what's going on. Or not attachment, connective tissue between the events that are going on. Because again, what are our clues here right now? Lin Ming. Sorry, I forgot his name already. Is in a wheelchair in the present due to a car accident, which apparently he got admitted to the hospital earlier the day. I believe April 16th? No, April 14th. April 15th? April 15th. 16th? Sorry, I've forgotten the date. Obviously, I have it in my notes. Did not delete that section on the board either. I'm not going to recheck that stuff now, because obviously I'll do that when I do the notes, and I don't want to rehash something later that I'm going to do now. Either way, he gets admitted to the hospital earlier that day. We don't have an exact time. Doesn't matter. I will obviously be going back through this episode with a fine-tooth comb to see if there's any shots of a watch, anything that I can add into my timeline of events so that I can figure that out. So yeah, he's in a wheelchair, has been since literally the night Emma died. Emma's in the back seat. Emma is going by a fake name, according to him. May or may not be true, but the element of on the police record in the future, that is the name she's been listed as, which would seem to imply that what he's actually saying is true. So that being true, there's a money thing involved going on here. Obviously, there's also the element that I'm going to have to pause on a bunch of those scenes that were on the episode here of the website pages that didn't get transcribed and pass those through a translator, because I'm going to then see what's going on there. The number 4,000 came up a lot, and if it's a money thing, then possibly someone is trying to extort this guy for 4,000, whatever. Sorry, I'm just realized off the top of my head I don't remember the name of Chinese currency, and it makes me look stupid. I apologize. I do literally remember seeing that in a previous episode when what's his name, Dudu's father was offering the reward for information, and I was like, oh, that's right, that's the name for Chinese currency. And I felt embarrassed that I didn't know it off the top of my head. And now, trying to remember, I just don't remember. But yeah. So I gotta translate those to see what they say, because I feel like those are going to be connected to the entirety of the people online saying negative things about me, where's my money sort of thing. Because, yeah, and even if she is guilty of blackmailing him for money, still does not deserve to be killed. And I would also say the evidence that there is a lot more kills attributed to this guy. Sorry, I'm also now thinking about the fact that Emma is supposedly victim number 2 out of 6. Right? There's been 6 victims. Emma's number 2. This guy gets admitted to the hospital that day, winds up in a wheelchair. 4 more victims after he was put into a wheelchair. My only other culprit that I have had any idea about, again, assuming that it's not a brand new character, is the detective's assistant. One, his face looks just fucking like that guy's face. He would have the ability, well, one, he's a voice changer. I'm not saying that only police have the voice changers thing. It's just, he's also missing for the meeting, which is the exact same time that the killer is on the phone with them. He would also have information about them being able to leap back in time. Like, he's got the information. He's missing during a pivotal scene where the killer is on the call. I mean, the connection that he doesn't know that Lin Ming is going to be in a wheelchair might just be fake. I don't know. But I think that's my theory at the moment. But as I said, there's going to be a lot of note taking, and I hope that I don't miss anything. being that this feels like the culmination of all events, I hope I don't miss anything. So yeah, I'm also, I guess last point here before we wrap up, still very disappointed in Lou, in so much that he feels like he has morally corrupted Shang from doing the right thing. Like, even if this guy is not guilty of what they say he's guilty of, he was literally strangling a girl to death. He's guilty of that, and at the end of the day, Shang did nothing. So, Lou is a negative influence on the people around him, and the show presents it as a good thing. And that is a hard pill to swallow, especially because the pill is essentially poison. It's not a medicine pill, it's a poison pill. That said, though, I guess there's nothing really else here for me to ramble on about, other than to ramble on about the stuff ad infinitum. So, I will be back next time with notes that'll hopefully solve the entire thing before we get to the very end. So, until then, I have been Theta, this has been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?